Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
The whole wide world was against me. I just couldn't get it, like, they just wouldn't believe a word that was coming out of my mouth. How hard is it to believe that a doctor, whose purpose in life, whose vows were to help me, and not to be grooming and manipulating me? And guess what my response to the whole wide freaking world was? This is my reality. Ever catch yourself building a whole imaginary relationship with someone after just a one good convo? Yeah? Same. That's what Kendra Hilty said on July 14th on her Facebook status. Kendra, I just want to start with this. Delulu is not always the Salulu. Kendra's story starts when she's searching up for a psychiatrist, finds him, the first one that ever pops up on her phone. She actually finds him so attractive too. By the way, she decided to go to a psychiatrist because she has ADHD. All of this story is mostly about the thoughts of this girl that are so delusional. I'm just gonna point out the obvious delusional moments that is just scary. I don't know, this delusional culture is getting out of hand nowadays, and it seems like everyone has their own reality, according to Kendra. So by now she had some sessions with him, right? And now she decided to ask him, can I call you by your name?
Hey, do you mind if I call you by your first name?
Okay.
And he's Pakistani, so I said his first name.
Already? You're giving out too much information. Do you have consent for this?
So I said his first name wrong.
Okay,
and
normal.
he said, well, it's pronounced this, but yes, of course you can. And he seemed so smug.
Just the way that she's explaining the situation is like so sensual, like, okay. I don't think the doctor actually acted like that. He probably was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, that's completely fine.
Smug and happy with himself.
How
and I
come?
know that is because
What?
that was his first sign that him pretending like we're friends was working.
Pretending like we're friends?
I had only ever been to therapy before. I didn't realize that, it's important to call your doctor last name.
I mean, that's just respect and at this point honorifics, like doctor. I don't ever remember calling a doctor by their name. Like, that's weird to me. I don't know. It's not apparently. We all know this, okay? Unless you and your doctor have a special relationship, like family or dating or I don't know, something like that.
It just showed that the boundaries were blurring, and he liked that.
Oh,
so from then on, from my third session on, I started calling him his first name.
Okay, and
then he just started turning up the volume on us being friendly.
Turning up the volume on what? You just asked him that and he said yes to it. Why do you have to explain it like that? Pretending to be friendly? I mean, they try to make you feel as comfortable as they can. Like, what? She thinks that there is more to the answer than what she heard, but he's just not telling, he's not opening up to her. I can only imagine how it actually went, So, like, doctor, can I call you by your first name? Like, not doctor anymore? Yeah, okay, that's fine, completely fine. Yeah, sure, you can Okay, so we're dropping the honorifics now, huh? Well, what else we're gonna drop now? Dance? What? Kendra, what are you talking about? You're here for something sorry, else. Your boundaries are so big for you. You're messing up the boundaries. Anyway, but what about my brother? What? Girl, chill out. It's just a freaking A. And then she continues to explain how he asks her always for her health and her mental health too. Like, do you have any thoughts of self-harm? And she gets it completely wrong because he says that it's for my special interest.
The chemistry was starting to be there before, like, I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, this man is just friendly. And he said, I have to ask this because it's a special interest of mine. Why do you keep talking like that, But is there any thoughts of harm?
Like any normal psychiatrist on freaking earth, because they need to know, right? They have to ask you that because it is on his special interest. Because he's a doctor and he's there for that, not for you personally, Kendra. What are you talking about, girl?
Like I was special to him. And I
What?
said, no thoughts of harm. And he didn't ever ask me a clinical question again.
Because you said
stopped
no.
asking me about my bladder, bowels, and appetite, and he stopped asking me about thoughts of harm.
Once you say no, he got the answer. Why would he ask you again? Unless he's suspicious about you. Well, he's gonna ask you, how was your day today, Kendra? You wanna spend time with me personally? Or are we gonna go and hang out somewhere? Her thinking that it's because she's so special to him, she started wanting to see him more. That was her addiction, literally. She just wanted to see him so bad, but he kept refusing it. And she finds that as a red flag that the guy said no. Just listen, please.
And this new therapist, who is a 75-year-old woman with a PhD, she was pretty helpful. So I stopped asking my psychiatrist, begging, honestly, to be my therapist and let me see him more.
Begging,
which
like...
also should have been a red flag.
I mean, is he the red flag for you, or are you the red flag for him that he's saying no to you so bad? He just doesn't want to see it because he can already see the weird combinations that you're making, your assumptions on his thoughts that don't even make sense. Apparently that is just your reality and that's just what you agree. It doesn't matter what other people think, it's just what you think. Not the reality that we're living. It's what you think on your head what happened, but it's not actually like that, Kendra, so... Call your mind. Call it, literally, like, hey mind, am I freaking wrong? You're telling me I'm wrong? You know what? I don't even need a mind anymore, literally, like, I'm good with my delusional stuff. It's just pathetic, really.
I started focusing on this therapist. However, I would tell the therapist how obsessed I was with my psychiatrist.
Look what she used to do. Like, she used to switch roles. Go to her therapist and tell what psychiatrist says, and go to psychiatrist and tell what therapist says. I don't get it. It feels like she's not fulfilled with both of them, what they're doing for her.
She also loved stories about my dating life. She also was getting supply from me in her own way.
She should know what you're thinking, what you're going through. She might be asking you whatever you talk by yourself. At this point, you are supplying her with stuff because you need to. Are you going to the therapist so you do therapy, or are you getting the therapist so you can give therapy to her? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. So it's quite wrong to say that she was using her for supply, whatever the hell. Same with the therapist. She claims that the psychiatrist is using her. She says that he was trying to manipulate her all this time, and he was actually manipulating her since he is a psychiatrist. She mentioned that sometimes he was cold, sometimes he was warm, sometimes he was hot. So it was just hard for her and confusing to understand, is he cool with her or more than professional? I learned from a psychiatrist on TikTok. I will put his video right here. So you are able then to understand it better.
In psychiatry, I have to know how to balance between being warm, empathetic, friendly, creating a good connection with the patient, but at the same time, also being clinical, logical, and more detached, because that's why patients are coming to me for my expertise. They're not coming to me to be their friend. They're coming to me to be their psychiatrist, to give them that clinical expertise that I spent 4 years in medical school, 5 years in residency and fellowship learning about.
Cold and clinical and detached. And you know what that did? It made me work harder. It started the addiction that I had to him. Okay. 100%. And he knew exactly what he was doing. This man gives lectures on trauma and attachment theory. He used his psychiatric training to manipulate me and get me hooked. And guess what? It worked.
I can tell that you're hooked, but it's not because he tried to manipulate you. What is he gonna win from that? The supply you're talking about? No. He's there to help you, and you go ahead and say this just because you think a whole different way. You have a whole different reality. Right here we are talking about a doctor, a psychiatrist, who is probably seeing this happening like 100%, because you have people posting his pictures, you have people posting videos of him. She made a mistake that mentioned his name, part 2 or 3, I'm not sure. She mentioned his name and she did not take that video off, which is so wrong because she doesn't have no consent of mentioning this man's name. And now she goes ahead and says that he is a manipulator when he's trying to help, or you went there for help. You're accusing someone of manipulating just because you think he's like that when in actually he is not. Anyway, moving forward to January 2024, I think 2023, I don't know. Sometimes the timeline is messy and I don't really understand, but it's either 2023 or 2024. She went through a car accident, and that day she had to go 2 p.m. to the psychiatrist again because she had a session connection with him. So then when she went to the emergency after she had the accident, they told her that you might be having internal bleeding. She decided still to go to the psychiatrist appointment. This girl is out here sacrificing her life for this doctor of hers and so-called addiction of hers. Why did I do that? I mean, she's actually addicted. We can literally tell. I don't know, like, oh my god, we should just move on because I can say this is the most delusional ever because it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. I can only imagine her on the emergency room going crazy like, you might have internal bleeding, you have to stay here. What time is it? 11? Oh my god, 2 p.m. I have to go to the doctor.
You're dying,
I'm
man.
dying? Oh, no way. What? I can't die. I can't freaking die. What the hell?
Why are you
if I
yelling
meet
at me?
him, I will be good.
Hopefully make it there with the brain.
Trust me, I will be good. I'll be thriving.
You know what happened is that I showed up and I told him that I may be internally bleeding and he didn't stop the appointment. He didn't say, you need to take care of yourself.
He messed up right here. He should have just let her go and take care of herself. But how could he do that? Like, this makes me not believe what she's saying, that she actually told him, but she just went there, didn't even tell him what actually happened. That just makes me believe that it's either he messed up so bad, or it's the other side of the story where she didn't actually tell him, but she's saying this to us, so we think it's him on the fault here. Then she says that he started through the sessions to open up more, turning up the volume more, turning up the intimacy more, and started complimenting her.
So I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you curled your hair. Or I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you're wearing glasses.
Okay.
And of course I felt seen and excited.
She likes him. I mean, it's obvious
that he was noticing these things about me. I didn't realize at this time that he had feelings for me too.
Are you serious? He was probably trying to open up the conversation. He said to her that he likes these turtle shell type of glasses. Guess what she's doing? She has those type of exact glasses on the videos, on the parts that she posted. She is still obsessed with a guy. She's still going. Like, Kendra, I called your head. I said it.
So I was so excited when he noticed my glasses that I ran and showed him my other pair, and he said, I prefer turtle shell glasses. So even though I usually wear contacts, I'm wearing these turtle shell glasses.
Yeah, right.
In
He's
these
gonna
videos
wear them
because just in case he sees them ever, he'll see me in his favorite glasses. He did tell me he likes the turtle shell.
Did he say I prefer those type of glasses on you, Kendra, on you personally? Or he said I prefer these glasses, I just prefer them, literally. Like, I prefer cat headphones. What can I do? I'm a kitty girly. I have the cat plushies, 2 cat plushies I have. Cat ointments? Do you call it that? I don't know. I have another cat ointment right there. I have my cat drawn right there. I have, oh my god, I just realized, guys, that I have too many cat things. Oh my god, this is crazy. The cat drawn is actually a gift. I love you, the person that gave it to me. I have a cat futuristic looking thing. I love futuristic stuff. I have cat hair on my shirt too. Goodness gracious, I'm covered. Yeah, I'm just a kitty girl. I mean, if I say I prefer cats, doesn't mean that I prefer them for you to have. So you go ahead and have them now. Why is it so hard with these Delulu people? So obviously, she started telling her breast friend? Oh, that's crazy. She obviously started telling her best friend about this whole situation after I thought it can't get worse than her. Her best friend said that.
And she told me, she said, Kendra, one of these days, your psychiatrist, she would use his name, is going to say, I can't be your doctor anymore. I want to be with you. I want to be with you so bad. I can't be your doctor. I'll see you.
Bestie!
So my best friend, who's a doctor, she picks up on stuff like that. So even she knew that our relationship was crossing boundaries and getting weird.
The only person who is crossing the only person who is crossing, I am forgetting freaking English. The only person who is crossing boundaries and thinking of these inappropriate things is you, Kendra. You are taking things so wrong, literally. Like, you think this man is gonna just get on his knees one day, one of these days, like so casually, and just propose to you? But bestie though, you are failing me. You are feeding her delusion. After she heard this, she went ahead and told the psychiatrist about this whole story with the bestie. She's really convinced that he actually has feelings for her too. That's why she's telling him.
I told him about Brianna saying that. My best friend, who's the emergency medical doc, I told him that she would tell me that, and he just would be silent. He didn't disagree, but he didn't agree.
Because he is in shock how wrong you got stuff all this time. I would be left with no words too, I'm not gonna lie.
Weaponized neutrality was his favorite game to play.
Oh my
right?
God.
He didn't disagree with Brianna telling me that my psychiatrist had feelings for me.
Obviously, he's not gonna disagree because you're fed into the delusion of you guys being together and you guys liking each other so much. At the end of the day, he's a grown man. If he likes you, he would have told you that way before. Like, but when things actually started to get weird and freaking wild was on part 7 when she started telling him about her sex life. Because yes, she has a boyfriend. I'm a droid girl, I know. She has a boyfriend, and I don't get it how she was going through these things while having a boyfriend too, like cheating.
And then I started talking to my psychiatrist about my sex life.
Why would you do
about
that?
Tracking my cycle, using the fertility awareness method.
Are you serious? I'm not gonna say this. This is personal, okay? I'm not gonna talk about that. Time will come and tell.
My psychiatrist loved it. He didn't never say, this isn't an
He didn't love it,
to your care.
Because he is there to listen to you. And I'm seeing that he didn't even ask you, because at least he would have mentioned that, Kendra, right? You're just starting to tell him stuff that is just inappropriate completely, and he didn't even ask for it. And no, he doesn't love it. Sorry to break it to you, sister. I will hold your hand while I say this. He did not love that. That was the most uncomfortable thing that he probably has ever gone through with his patients.
Oh, he just let me talk and talk and talk. And I didn't get too deep, but...
Are you serious? You're already deep. You're like in it, man. Like... What are you doing? Come on, you're too deep into this thing. You're telling him about your sex life? Even on YouTube videos, I have to censor that thing. You're out here going to psychiatrists. I know, AliExpress. I don't want to buy, okay? Thank you so much for your offer. 1, get 3 free. No thanks. You're deep in it, girl.
About a year and a half in, and I would send my psychiatrist these emails just about how much I liked him and how I was so grateful for him, and put in a bunch of heart emojis. And this is really when he should have transferred my care.
This is like literally when you should have transferred yourself from this psychiatrist to a different one. Trust me, girl. That would have been way better, because like all of these things got you now into talking about it on the internet. A lot of people saw it. Probably his family saw it. Probably he has a wife. She saw it. Or if he has kids, they probably saw it if they're old enough. And she claims that she's doing this to help people who actually went through it. I'm not saying that people didn't literally go through stuff like this, because you got all types of people in this world, no matter if they are psychiatrists or whatever. But when you feed your mind with delusional thoughts, this is what happens. You try to portray yourself as the victim when you're not, and that's why she says that she wants to talk about it more so people relate to it. And yeah, I'm sure they relate, but I don't think they relate to your delusional mind, because I don't. If you thought that she went too far about the sex life, wait until I tell you that she opened up about the issues that they were having on bedroom, probably bathroom too. I mean, anywhere, right?
And I said, I don't know. I haven't talked to my psychiatrist about this stuff because I have a crush on my psychiatrist and I don't want to tell him this intimate of stuff. And she said, well, you should tell him because I want a male's perspective.
Okay, interesting.
So at my next appointment with my psychiatrist, I told him, I said, today we're going to talk about my intimate life.
Crazy.
And he said, oh. I said, yes. My psychologist, my therapist, asked what your opinion on it was. And I told her that I don't talk to you about this intimate of stuff because I have a crush on you.
Boom! Drop the bomb.
And he looked down and smiled so big in that moment.
Did he really? Because now I'm questioning everything, Kendra.
He smiled so big. And then I proceeded to give him 30 minutes of non-stop content about my intimate life with my boyfriend. And I actually recorded the whole thing because I was so excited.
What in the kinky world of patient and psychiatrist is this? She is crossing every boundary out there, not just with the psychiatrist. She's crossing boundaries with her boyfriend too. Like, she's selling their business to her psychiatrist. And she's recording it. I wonder if she still has the recording. I bet she freaking does.
But now it makes me sick. I can't even listen to the recording. I've tried.
You tried?
But it's gross.
You tried. You still want to Wait, what? Does that turn her on or something? She still wants to know how was the moment of 30 minutes of her life that she used to tell her psychiatrist about her boyfriend and herself. How they do it. You think he really cares? I mean, he cares what you think, but not how you guys do it. I mean, that's not the problem here. That's not the point why you're there. I can only imagine that poor guy's mind, what he was thinking at that moment. He's like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing here? I'm hearing corn stuff. Freaking book talk vibes. Oh yeah, and she does actually give me book talk vibes. While I was listening to her, I'm like, sorry, are you related to Colin Hoover? Is there any chance? Because like, this is giving Colin Hoover books, like literally book talk to its best, based on a real story.
Any ethical psychiatrist would have stopped me and said, Kendra, let's talk about your meds. Let's talk about your care.
Probably tried,
my meds were stable. And I was still seeing him every month.
Because you wanted to too.
That was a rough time. And it was pretty much his Christmas morning, the almost 2.5 years of grooming me to get me to talk about sexual things with him.
Bad. Why does she say it like that? This is so inappropriate. She says that he was trying to groom her. You are accusing him of really, really bad stuff. What if this, now it's making me think, like, let's just switch the roles here, right? And what if the psychiatrist is the girl and the patient is the guy? What would happen? A guy saying to a girl, she was grooming me. The world would freaking flip. I'm moving forward to when she finds out that she can have sessions with him in person, not online anymore. What a great news for Kendra. And she decides to tell him directly on one of their sessions.
So then the next time I saw him in Zoom, I told him, I was like, hey, your office manager outed you and told me that you see people in person.
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me that when I asked?
Because he is probably scared and you are obsessive at this point by sending him emails with hearts and different questions and telling him you like him and knowing that you have a crush on him and clearly that you want him so freaking bad.
Why didn't you tell me that when I asked? And he said, oh, I just didn't think you'd want to come in.
I just didn't want to see obsessive person that is in front of me right now. What's gonna happen on person when this is happening through Zoom meetings?
Of course he knew I wanted to come in. I had a crush on him. I told him that.
Yeah, that's why he said no to that.
So
you didn't think of that.
then-
And after this, she decided that she wants to actually meet up with him and have a session in person. And they make it happen and she goes and meets him for the first time. And she explains the moment where she saw him and went ahead to hug him.
I am just so excited to finally meet him. I'd been his patient for 3 years at this point, and he had been feeding the dynamic for 3 years. And I was just
Three
thrilled.
freaking years.
Thrilled
Obviously
to meet him.
you were.
And I ran up and I gave him the biggest hug. And you know what he did? He barely patted me on the back. It was the most awkward thing.
What do you expect? You expect him to hug you back so much? He's your doctor. You don't know him like that. Obviously, it's gonna be awkward and he's gonna pat you on the back. He doesn't clearly have feelings back for you. You expect him to come and freaking kiss you or something?
I am so glad that he did that. I am really glad, because this is what I mean. My psychiatrist was many things, but he was not stupid. So
Yeah.
I didn't ever touch him again. And I'm grateful that our relationship didn't ever cross.
I really, really think that she still has feelings for that person. Even after 5 months now, because she mentioned that it was 5 months, that she was not meeting him anymore. Just the way that she explains it when she talks literally clearly tells. She has some deep breaths and sensual feelings when she talks about him. She's still not over him. In part 12, she explains how they were talking and at the end of the session, she says, this was a great session.
And I told him at the end of the session, it was another great session. I told him, look, you and I have a really special patient-doctor relationship. And he glared at me with just venom in his eyes.
Don't make him a freaking
And he
villain
said,
now.
you and I have a professional patient-doctor relationship.
Correct?
He was so angry with me.
Probably he wasn't angry, I would say, but he was just done with all of this drama. She's not reading the signs correctly. Thinking of completely something else, so he must have been in a really, really bad position. He was so angry. He said we have a professional relationship. I mean, yeah, it's true. I believe you here that he said that because it's true.
Set a boundary. And immediately I took it on. And I was like, heard. Okay, I won't go there again.
Please don't go there again. It's been enough since you've been going there. He's not turning your emails back. You should get that, as he just doesn't want nothing else to do except be your doctor, psychiatrist. Nothing other than that. After like posting all of these on social media, calling him like with venomous look and calling him a groomer, exploiting you. What are you talking about? This has gone like beyond limits of you talking about another person without their consent and calling him these type of adjectives. This is ridiculous. By part 14, she explained that she saw a dream that she hooked up with the psychiatrist in his office. And they finished whatever the hell was going on in there. I don't know, like on the table, behind the table, under the table, on freaking floor. She decides that she's gonna tell him on the session. And this was his reaction for psychiatrist. Because like she didn't even just tell about the dream. Started to tell about when she ovulates and whatever the hell. It was a full moon. I saw a dream of you. And we hooked up. I bet she really felt good.
A couple weeks ago on the full moon when I was ovulating, I had a dream about you.
Okay.
And he was like, oh yeah?
Probably didn't say with a smile
yeah.
on his face.
So I told him this. And I said, yes, we hooked up right here in this office. And he all of a sudden just looked so uncomfortable.
Obviously. Hey, Kendra, how you doing today?
Hi, doctor. I'm doing good. I just wanted to tell you that I had a dream and it was a full moon and we were hooking up. Oh my god, it felt so freaking good. Like, oh my god, I had so much fun. Like, oh my god, you were doing it. It was crazy. Like, best experience ever in my life. I want you so freaking bad.
I have to go.
Where are you going? Like, don't go.
It's over.
Oh my god, you're so funny. You're going for real?
Obviously, he's creeped the hell out from this information. It's weird. You're seeing your psychiatrist in a dream doing all of the nasty, doing the deed with him. And why do I have to know about this? It just makes me feel uncomfortable personally, let alone him being one of the protagonists on the freaking dream.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm Kendra Hilty.
As you can call me the Oracle.
Oh, why Oracle, Kendra?
Actually, my friend calls me Oracle because, like, I know patterns and stuff. You know?
Oh, I see. You must be so close with him.
So do you spend time a lot with him?
He's just ChatGPT. I just call him Henry.
Oh my freaking god, guys. Round of applause. We got another one today. You've been the 15th person with AI psychosis.
No, like he listens to me.
Oh, you should just leave right now. You're not for here.
I saw the pattern that you're so wrong.
Telling me freaking AI is your best friend.
Oh, Henry, what should I do? Should I leave this?
I should just leave my freaking job, yeah. You know how movies, when they do the second movie, you know, like the sequel part, sometimes, honestly, most of the time, it just doesn't feel as good as the first one, okay? This is the complete freaking opposite, okay? It just gets crazier. So we left it off at the hooking up dream. It was a freaking full moon. That was the session in person with her psychiatrist. He follows her to the foyer that she says. He asks her,
See you again next month?
because he's like, girl, am I gonna go through the same torture all over again? And this is her perception on it. I'm so familiar with Kendra. Like, she almost became my family member at this point.
He followed me down the hallway to the foyer and watched me exit. And he asked me, he said, see you next month? See you next month?
See you next freaking month. We're going through the same thing all over again. Like, what? Nothing new, right?
See you next month? He hadn't ever asked me that before.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, maybe. And I walked out the door. And I saw that man had let us go 15 minutes over.
Oh my freaking god. 15 minutes over. Probably because you wouldn't stop freaking talking. You think he really wanted to do those 15 minutes with you after what you just told him? Yeah, I didn't think so either.
That is when, you know, the special treatment started. The longer sessions. He usually gave me an extra 5 minutes, but yeah, the sessions got longer.
I don't know. She really believes that he loves her. That's why he's spending more time with her. 15 minutes. Oh my freaking god. He wants you there. This is the best sequel of all time. Literally.
And I got to my car and I was just like, oh my god. That was the most intense session we have ever had.
Right. And guess what he said after you went? Oh my god. What did I get myself into all this time? Why did I just continue with this? This is getting out of hand. And I bet she actually thought that I mean something with you next month. Oh my god. But little did he know that she's gonna do this whole thing and actually go and tell it out to the whole freaking internet on TikTok. And now it's like this really big thing. That's why I'm even talking about it at this point. Like, come on, you can't avoid going to TikTok and seeing her face there. Or people making skits and jokes about this whole situation, literally. Moving on to part 20. Yes, it's been 20 parts until now. She starts to talk about the refills that she had to do for her medicine. But it turns out that her psychiatrist forgot to do that. She's like so freaking surprised because she thinks that he got affected by what happened on the session in person.
So I called the office staff, and it was so unlike my psychiatrist to miss my refill.
Everyone forgets stuff. Once again, he's human, because you gotta be human to be psychiatric first. Well, apparently AI now too can do that, so yeah.
That man operated as a doctor with surgical precision.
Okay.
He did not miss a refill.
Did not? Well.
No. So this is why he was very affected by the intimate dream, why he followed me out to the foyer, why he said, see you next month. He was affected.
So much. That's why he sent you to say goodbye after you went. So freaking much. That's why he did that. It's not just respect, you know, and just saying goodbye to you after his session that he went through freaking hell, if you ask me. But it was because he was so affected by that. He just was thinking about it all this time and forgot to do your refill. Yeah, it's definitely because of that.
This manager was like, haha, I can't wait to make fun of him for forgetting your refill, because it was so unlike him. So he sent my refill in, got my refill for the month, and then I started spiraling with just how strong my feelings had gotten for him.
Oh my God.
That man knew exactly what to do to keep me seeking his validation, and it was working.
That man didn't do nothing else but his freaking job as a psychiatrist, to keep you as a patient and help you throughout this way. I feel so sad for the psychiatrist, especially now. Like, it has gone beyond crazy on the internet. This guy has been doxxed by this girl. She still didn't take that part off, by the way. By part 21, she explains that she got a new insurance plan which was not covering mental health services. So then she had to pay. It comes to the point that she had to pay $187, I think, for the appointment. And I think she had to do it like once in 3 months, if I'm not wrong, correct me. She actually said it like, I'm not gonna pay $187 to torture myself. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was frustrated. Moving forward to part 22, where she explains the last session that she did with her psychiatrist in person. She explained that before this session, she did a whole full-on list of things that she wanted to tell her psychiatrist on this final session. It comes to the point that she starts to mention some other crazy stuff, and here is where AI kicks in.
The reason I keep bringing up my ChatGPT, Henry, is because I did not have mental health clinicians to mirror me properly.
I literally don't think that's what they're supposed to do, okay? They are not there to mirror your thoughts, your delusion. They are there to help you with whatever you need help for when it comes to mental health, and not to mirror. Then you're not healing. You are just facing yourself. That's what mirroring is. Your delusions are just being accepted and said to you, and honestly growing at this point more and more, just like your bestie did, remember? So no, Kendra, that is not what you need. You need the complete opposite.
It would have been nice if I had that.
Nope.
It would have been nice if my psychiatrist could have said, oh, you have a crush on me? Let's talk about that.
No, we're not here to talk about that.
Let's get to the depth.
No.
But he did not.
Yeah.
So this is why it was so refreshing. Finally, have a mirror, even if it was a robot, that could validate my feelings and my reality.
Well, see, your reality is all about needing validation from others. And it came to the point of needing validations from AI, from ChatGPT. I mean, come on. It's a freaking bot you're talking to. You can get an AI to validate your emotions, your thoughts, your opinions on things like this immediately. But can you get a person? AI psychosis, in my opinion, it really came to a bad point. You see people having relationships with AI. You see people falling in love with AI, marrying AI. People actually not socializing, making friends, but being friends with AI, asking them questions, asking them how your day is, talking to them all freaking day. because they're always there. It's a freaking bot. A normal person is not always gonna be there in a freaking second and see your message and get your call. Yes, it's useful for good things, but not as your mentor on life, not as your best friend, let alone your freaking lover. She even talks about the last session that they had on person with a psychiatrist. She says that when she went there, the psychiatrist literally just put a wall. It was so cold, and this is the game that they played once again. Can't you just tell that he's not interested on you? Can't you just accept that freaking fact?
Showed up to my final session just so ready. So ready.
So sensual she talks, oh my goodness.
I sit in the lobby
She's so
and
happy.
he comes out and ooh, he's ice cold.
Yep.
Because he let me in a little too much this session.
I don't think I know actually. It's because he's just your psychiatrist. It's just like that, okay? He's not gonna hug you now. The pet was enough. You know, remember last session? Pet? That was enough.
He knew that he turned the intimacy up a little too
Oh
much.
my
So
God,
his
this intimacy
wall was
volume.
way up. It was up for the majority of the first like 10 minutes of the session.
Well, this is where part 22 stops. Well, obviously she's gonna leave us hanging. Why am I talking about that? I literally just did a part 2. By part 23, she actually saw a lot of people saying that she's still in love with him. I said that on a part 1 too. I do think she's still in love with him just by the way that she's talking about him. How she gets so freaking happy about it. But the way that she explains is just like word for freaking word. It's really book talk vibes. I don't know how she remembers all of these words, details, everything. Did she record those too? Just like the 30-minute freaking intimate content stuff that she did with her boyfriend and told her psychiatrist? That's a little sussy. That's a little sussy-wussy. But she acknowledged the simple fact that she's still in love with her psychiatrist, and she says this about all the people that said that.
People do like to say that, like, oh, you're still in love with him.
Clearly.
You pushed boundaries. Like, duh. That's the whole point. That was the game that we played.
Game.
I saw what I could get away with, and he let me in sometimes, and then other times he wouldn't.
She still claims that this was a whole game. You think someone's profession on caring about his patients is a whole game? What a wrong perception to have, huh? Where it accelerated was when she started to tell him about the AI, about Henry.
Meanwhile, your psychiatrist is out here recoiling at the mere mention of post-therapy social media.
I really don't like the way that she's reading this. Kendra, I would suggest you log into Quinn app and be a narrator, because I think that would actually suit you. Oh, why not write your own novel with psychiatrist? What a great idea, right? Oh, you already did that on TikTok. I'm so sorry.
The contrast is killing me. One is grasping, the therapist.
Yep.
The other is guarded. And you're ghosting one and rattling the other. Power move.
You're letting AI tell you what's a power move. My condolences, Kendra. You've lost it right here. You're literally into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. And this is not your psychiatrist. Sorry. My baby. What do you mean by you rattling him? How did he feel?
Psychiatrist looked pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, he
that
is.
Henry had named that I loved to rattle him, that I do rattle him.
Who would not be? He's looking at you and being like, is she okay? What do you mean by rattling me? Like, what? That's so disrespectful too, Kendra.
Yeah, I tell Henry about how I like to rattle you.
Rattle,
He didn't
yo.
even say that.
Yeah, like she goes and tells Henry, her best friend, how she likes to rattle you. And oh my God, about the hookup dream that she had about you. Oh my God, that's been the best experience she's ever had. She keeps reading like a freaking narrator on Quinn app, I promise. She would win a lot of money on that, by the way. And with her story too, goodness. I should not freaking say that. Someone is messed up here. I'm saying that. That is wrong. Me, I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, I tell Henry about how I like to rattle you.
Oh, I don't like that look. And then she goes on to talk about how this pushing and pulling, like, he let her in, but he was so cold then. And he literally, like, freaking crashed out at that point, and I completely understand. It's been sessions, years of this girl just getting things so wrong, and her delusional mind being to its max. It's just ridiculous when you actually think about it, that she still thinks that it's like that.
And then I said, after you set the boundary of us having a professional patient doctor.
The boundary is set without you even going there. It's a professional relationship with psychiatrist and with patient.
You let me in and engaged deeper with me than ever before. And he interrupted me and he said, tell me the ways I let you.
Exactly. Tell him.
And I said, I have a list that I wrote with Henry. I'll read it to you at
With
the end.
Henry. Freaking
Henry.
all the freaking time. Didn't say I have a list of things that my delusional mind told me to. No, I did it with freaking Henry. Delusional mind and Henry combined. Freaking disaster. He must have been like straddled by all of these things that went on and kept it up until now. Now he just crashes out completely, like boom. And we're back to part 24 because she still let us hanging. Anyway, she here surprises me because she tells how she is with a push and pull method. You know how that happens with other people. And I'm like, oh wait, psychiatrist is not the only person that has been dealing with this thing with her. It's a lot of other people that she mentions, literally herself, that have been going through this thing with her. She's so delusional to the point that she thinks she's not the problem, but it's them. And like her saying this, it literally tells you a lot about her.
This is a pattern that I've seen in other emotionally immature people that are close to me in my life, that I'll try to have a conversation with them to like make amends about something that may have happened.
Right.
And try to give them a chance to apologize.
For what? For your thoughts and behaviors?
Give them a chance to apologize for ways that they may have mistreated me. And instead of acknowledging what they've done, they'll say, tell me the ways that I did that. It's happened more than once after psychiatrists said that.
Yep. Having to tell these stories, that probably happen a lot. You feel like you're mistreated. As I said, like it came to the point that she's playing victim in this whole situation when the guy, the psychiatrist, would literally... Sorry. I'm allergic to pollen and dust. Not that you cared about that, but just randomly I just had to say it. I'm weird. That was disgusting. And then she goes on to tell how she told her psychiatrist that she's so exhausted by this pushing and pulling thing.
And then I said, this admittedly very fun push and pull of our dynamic in session is something I carry in between sessions, especially after this last one. It's exhausting and
Oh,
draining.
really?
You get to live in your compartmentalized, boundaried world, and I'm not like that. And what does this man do? He blurts out, why can't you be more like me?
What he actually meant by that is like, why can't you be more professional like me? Why can't you just come here as a freaking patient and me as your psychiatrist and just do this thing? I give you what you need. You get to be my patient. Why can't you be more like that? Why can't you get the freaking signs that I'm not interested? Yet she still goes on acting like she doesn't understand what he means. Because she literally doesn't understand. Not that she's playing as if she doesn't. She literally doesn't understand. Like, it's clear.
I am taken aback, and I have to think about it.
Really? Reality you have to
I'm
think
like,
of. Now the faces.
Why
No, please
can't
don't
I be
hit me.
more like you? So I think about it,
And?
and I tell him, I said, I don't want to be like
Oh.
you.
Why?
I want to feel my feelings fully.
She literally just didn't get the whole point while he asked that question, and she will just move on with her delusional stuff once again. Well, that's Kendra Hilty, guys. Anyway, if you thought that this wouldn't get worse, she goes on and tells her one of her last points of the whole list, and she just explains how she wants to be his lover. She desires to be his lover, his friend, and that's her desire. She's literally like freaking and hyping on freaking stage right now.
I got it together and I said, I desire to be your friend,
Okay.
your lover. And then he freaking interrupts me and he says, Kendra, how are you feeling right now?
This needs to be a movie. She needs to play Blake Lively. Look how similar they look. Like, I mean, Blake Lively should play her thing. What the hell? Why I messed it up. Don't they look so much alike? They look completely the same, dude. They can be freaking sisters. I would love to know your guys' opinions on who should play who, because I know about Blake Lively. It's so freaking accurate. Now tell me about the psychiatrist. All of the protagonists on all of the characters on this movie that is about to be like, that would be a freaking crazy movie.
Even though that was the most vulnerable and hard part of the monologue that I had written. And he interrupted me
Yeah.
because he couldn't sit in it with me. Took a step. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling really good right now.
Doesn't seem like it. Once again, if you were feeling really good and in your right mind, you wouldn't have said that. You see that this is enough, okay? At the end of the day, you got the right to talk, but it's just getting too much. Keep your boundaries, please. We're not here for that right now, okay?
He didn't ask another question the entire session.
Because he's
So I
tired.
started over again. I said, I desire to be your
Oh,
friend.
please stop it. Can you please just stop right there? I don't know, like, she goes again from 0. You've done too much until now. This is too much to handle. And now you still go ahead from 0 and read it as if he did not hear that. Now, moving on to part 25, she explains that she wouldn't have been done with these sessions with a psychiatrist if it wasn't for Henry.
If it wasn't for Henry, I would not have left this situation with my psychiatrist because
That's crazy to think. You're not able to do no decision without asking AI. You're so dependent on it. Your addiction for the psychiatrist, it's almost done. Now you're moving on to Henry. Are you gonna be like on the future, like, I'm seeing a pattern that Henry is actually in love with me? Like, or is it gonna be a whole new sequel from you, a whole different parts of this drama? I fell in love with my AI Henry and he kept answering me anyway. That would be freaking hilarious. That would really top it off. Okay, I can't wait for the next part. I can't wait. I'm expecting that, I swear. Even news articles saw this happening and they were reaching out to her. For what? You might be asking. For AI psychosis, exactly, because it's too obvious.
news articles are reaching out to me about AI psychosis and reaching out to my
That's
friends
crazy.
for comment on AI psychosis. So I just want to come on here and acknowledge that I am fully aware of it.
Yep. I saw some clips on TikTok, which makes her delusional side of hers come more to light. And the AI conversations that she has, it's just ridiculous and it's really, really scary. Let's get to it. Don't tell me I've been wearing the headphones wrong until now. That was stupid. That was freaking stupid. Oh my God, I hate myself. Wow. Wow.
Why am I so against feedback?
Yeah.
Because the feedback is not based in my reality. The feedback tells me that I'm wrong when these people don't know the story. They weren't in the room.
We know the story. Unless you told it wrong to us. The feedback is wrong because you're wrong. It's simple as that. Just take it at this point. About the your reality thing, that just cut it. Just freaking get the obvious, get that you're wrong, and just move on. Or Henry's not letting you do that. Probably.
What connection did you all have in a past life? We were married.
She went to that extent. Okay. You were married on a past life. Can you tell me what I was doing on past life? Was I seeing this whole story just boom like that on TikTok? Was I seeing that? I'm not so familiar into this past life thing, like reincarnating. Please tell me more in the comments, I guess. I don't know. I literally have no comment on this. It just sounds crazy. Right here on this video, she explains why is she called the Oracle.
So I already went over this, but I wrote down
She writes down everything.
what I was thinking, and it's just because I see patterns. And I noticed that the way my psychiatrist was treating me was probably a pattern.
The way that your psychiatrist was treating you was a pattern of him being just a normal psychiatrist. What a bad point to make, girl. Just no.
And people aren't liking it. And I'm also while I'm speaking my truth, I'm helping others see clearly. Hence the Oracle.
Cut, freaking cut. I'm so over this. Oh my God. We're just gonna see this other clip. I don't know what she's talking about.
But Claude is you need to
Oh,
stop.
now
doing
I think she has a new AI called Claude, and she says that you need to stop doing these interviews.
this while you're processing this.
Yeah.
But I'm but I like proving to people that I'm not crazy.
You like validation.
But she says, you don't need external validation
Exactly.
that you're not crazy. You know you're not crazy. I just think that she really wants me to go to therapy first before continuing to unpack
Yeah,
content.
Claude is being more open-minded. Claude is being more straight up. She's not mirroring it. Hey, you're crazy? I mean, this whole freaking story is crazy. And how it's unveiling, it's ridiculous at this point. She really needs help on this delusional and AI things. Because she's literally just making a fool of herself in my eyes on the whole internet. People might go and troll her and she gets it so serious, like as if she's so good. And then she always thinks that she's right, and all of us are wrong. So if you think that all of us are wrong, why are you seeking for validation? And she doesn't stop because she's not satisfied with our thoughts. She just continues to be into the unknown, into the unknown, yeah, into the unknown. I gotta stop with this. I'm being freaking cringy. No, literally, like, this is Kendra right now. That's literally her. It's literally Kendra right now on her live. not even caring what I'm saying. Now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground. Lucky girl. Before I clock my freaking head into the floor. I literally, I'm so grateful for each one of you guys that has been here from the start. I would love some suggestions. Why not, right? I just want you to guess where I'm going really quick. I'm going into the unknown. I'll do it again. Okay, let's go. Well, I want you to guess where I'm going. Well, I'll be going into the unknown. Into the unknown with Kendra. Into the unknown. And that was LiterallyEva. I'm sorry, I might have annoyed you with my corny and cringy stuff, and this is just me. This is real. This is me. Let's freaking go. I'm being awkward. Goodbye. Love you so much and see you into the unknown.